Cancer, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, Cancer, so your energy, the Two of Swords. Ooh, and your candle went out, and we see the Three of Pentacles, so just give me 1 second. All right, so you're showing up as the Two of Swords here in reverse. All right, so gaining clarity or making some sort of decision. Let's see your person's energy. The Chariot card in reverse, Cancerian energy. They're viewing you as the Moon card, Cancer Pisces energy. What you're not seeing is the Seven of Wands in reverse. And we see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So Cancer, I feel like you're being told to just keep doing what you're doing right now. You're in alignment. It feels like this person isn't quite coming towards you yet. They're viewing you as the Moon card, so they could be a secret admirer. This person does look like they have deep secret feelings for you, but they may feel like you're a bit elusive at this time. Wow, Cancer, you're in Empress energy, Taurus and Libra, but this is telling me that you're an extremely high vibrational energy. You're highly attractive, you're in alignment, you're abundant, you know your worth and your value. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So the Two of Swords in reverse is clarified by the Hierophant energy. You're very clear what you want. Taurus energy. Some of you have Taurus in your chart. But you may feel there's a really strong spiritual connection, but I feel like my Cancers, you're in alignment for a relationship and you know what you want and you know the type of relationship you want. You're viewing this person as the Six of Wands. So you do see this person as the best of the best. You may know that they want victory with you, or you want victory or coming together with this person. You see them as successful. You see them as someone who can possibly meet you in your high vibration. And you're viewing the connection through a cerebral lens, the King of Swords. So you're being really logical. You're not letting your heart necessarily lead the way here. I feel with the King of Swords, I think you feel this is really in alignment with you, but you're also waiting. You're waiting to see that, does this person communicate? Do they meet you where you are? Can they give you what you're looking for, which is Emperor energy to match your Empress energy. Again, male or female, it doesn't matter. Your person, the Page of Wands, could be a fire sign or have Aries, Leo, or Sag in their chart. They are going to take a risk and communicate here. But I feel like Cancer, you don't have to be in an overgiving energy. Like, let this person come to you. Remember, the Empress, she attracts. She doesn't chase. And I think the Cancers I'm connecting to, you're in that energy. All right, so let's see. We see ego death. So ego can never really die. It can only be made conscious so that it no longer runs your life. Be mindful of it and don't allow it to limit you. Now, sometimes the ego can limit us in ways that we don't realize, like it keeps us safe or it has us go back to situations that we know how we feel in them. They're comfortable, but we know how it's going to play out, okay? We see reconsider and improvise. When you come to a roadblock, take a detour and see it as an opportunity to experience new things in life, okay? And I do think that's where you are. I mean, I do think you're in this energy of not wanting to force anything, but Cancer being a cardinal sign, naturally you want to step up and take the lead. And I feel like this is a case where this person needs to step up and take the lead. And we see in the making. So you're entering a new reality. Yeah, you're in this Empress energy, opening up to new levels of you and where your best self exists. It's your time to shine, so don't hold anything back. Yeah, don't hold anything back. It's your time to shine. Oof, Cancer, your vibration is really high. Now, we see conflict resolution. So for some of you, this may talk about or indicate some sort of reconciliation here. But I also read this card as seeing eye to eye. Differences are bound to create conflict, but no matter how intractable, all conflicts are capable of peaceful resolution through compromise. And again, I also feel like this is a strong indication of someone meeting you where you are. You know you need someone to meet you where you are. And I think you're watching and waiting, being really discerning to see if they can. And if not, the Empress, she's going to use all of her strength and courage to move in a different direction. So the Chariot card here in reverse is an indication. This person, there could be distance between the two of you. They may not have really emotionally opened up yet to you. Again, they're seeing you as the Moon card, so they may be a secret admirer here or someone who has secret feelings. They're not coming towards you just yet. And we see the Nine of Cups. They might be feeling emotionally drained. Some of you, this could be somebody that you've had a history with where they've been around for a good time, but not a long time. So you're looking at, does this person even deserve a chance in my life? But the Queen of Pentacles, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Excuse me. Sorry about that, Cancer. I'm not sure what's going on with my throat chakra, but the Queen of Pentacles, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy is quite promising because it's telling me you have someone here who takes good care of themselves, their house, their home, their finances. This is somebody who's patient. This is somebody who does want to be creative, wants something to grow. They want something solid, stable, and secure. And if this is not somebody you have a history with, this could be somebody who's just hesitant because they've been in situations where they've been disappointed, or they've called in someone or, people who weren't willing to build and grow, because that Queen of Pentacles is definitely someone who's grounded, practical, stable, wise, and wanting something serious. And we see the Three of Pentacles energy in reverse. So they might be worried that you two aren't on the same page. They might be worried about third-party interference, which can be romantic rivals, but it can also be work, or it can be scheduling, or just them worried that you don't see them as compatible. They're viewing you as the Moon card, which is Cancerian energy, Pisces for me also as a reader, but they see you as elusive. Maybe they even feel like at times you're secretive, but more so I just think this is someone who's crushing on you really hard, Cancer. They've got deep romantic feelings for you. They want this new beginning with you. They see that a fresh new beginning with you. The Devil card, this person's low-key obsessed with you, Capricorn energy, and this person might be worried that you have someone else because you might be aloof, or you might be, giving them the cold shoulder, or you're not giving them the time of day. Some of you too, they're waiting to see if you've actually healed from a situation, if you've recently ended something. All right. And we see the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. This person has love for you, Cancer. They're coming in to let you know, but I do feel like they're kind of more sussing out the situation currently. All right. But they see this fresh start with you. And like I said, some of you, it's someone who's just a secret admirer, who's new. Others of you, it could be somebody that wants reconciliation. Just trust your intuition, Cancer. All right, so we see Goddess energy. I love this because they're matching your Empress energy. This is someone who's matching your energy. They're not coming forward yet, but they're the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And Queen energy, again, high vibrational, divine counterpart stuff here. So radiate the regal feminine, uses their benevolent authority to protect others. Really, really high vibrational energy here, Cancer. All right, let's see what else we need to know. How else are they viewing my Cancers, please? How else are they viewing my Cancers? Femme fatale, they might be a little bit worried that you're in a player type energy, Cancer. They may see that, they might feel like, the Justice card can be like superficial or aloof energy. I don't think they necessarily see you that way, but they might be worried because they see you as somebody who's very attractive, who gets a lot of attention. So they might be, well, like maybe Cancer doesn't go deep. Maybe Cancer's more worried about optics, or more worried about like the stuff someone has versus who they really are. And we see dilettante energy. Yeah, see, this person's a little bit worried, Cancer, that you're superficial or pretentious. And again, not because that's the vibe you're giving off, maybe because that's what they're used to dealing with, that Nine of Cups in reverse. And again, they're quite taken by you, but they're worried that maybe there's not as much emotional depth as they're feeling, as they're hoping. I kind of feel like this person's waiting for the other shoe to drop. And remember, the Justice card in reverse, that can be a superficial energy. So maybe this person just hasn't had time to get to know you, and they're projecting. They're projecting what they've been through, or they're projecting their worst fears here onto this connection. Now, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, though, I do feel like this person wants victory with you. I do feel like this person, wants to let down their guard and see if you meet them there. They want to come out of the cold. Okay, Five of Pentacles. I do feel like, despite them being worried about whether or not there's emotional depth here, if you two are really compatible, they do want something solid, stable, and secure. They do want to, they're not bringing lack to this connection. The Knight of Wands in reverse, they are less than confident, but you've got a King of Wands here. Aries, Leo, Sag, somebody who does and is going to step up despite the insecurities they have about this connection. Now, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse can indicate codependency, but more so I'm just getting, Cancer, keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to channel effort and energy into this right now. You don't have to prove who you are to anyone. This person does need to step up to you. All right, the Strength card, hold back. You're getting a lot of attention. You have a lot of options. I just feel there's a strong spiritual connection here, and you need this person to come towards you. The Hermit card, somebody with secret feelings, possibly a Virgo or a Leo, or a Virgo, Leo cusp. Yeah, this person's going to be revealing deep secret feelings, and it's going to be a shock and a surprise. And you may find it to be a little destabilizing. You may not be so sure about the connection, but we see the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This person isn't quite seeing the way forward yet, but like I said, I do think that they're going to take that risk, take that leap of faith, make that love offer despite their insecurities here, Cancer. All right, let's see. Now, this is a bonus reading for my Cancers, because I feel the first reading I did for my Cancer collective, it was a bit confusing, and I mean, and very nuanced, which can be just the energy there of that connection. But I did want to give my Cancers a bonus reading here. All right, let's see what else we need to know. So we see this person, protection. We see big baby, all right, and we see dirty and messy. So remember how I was talking about that ego energy? The ego can sometimes keep us from taking risks or starting something new, because, we know, if we stay silent, for example, we know what's going to, we know that we're not going to, be made a fool of, or we're not going to be rejected. And I feel like your person may be going through that. Behind the scenes, I think this person's a little bit of a mess. They might be acting like a big baby, but I'm kind of laughing here. I'm not knocking them for it. I just kind of feel like you make this person weak in the knees. They do want to protect their own energy. I think they're a mess behind the scenes here for you, Cancer. That's what I'm getting. I think they're a mess. They feel like they're not trusting this fully, but not because of your energy, more because of a projection or what they've been through. Let's see what they want to say to you. All right, we see mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. So if this is someone you've dealt with in the past, Cancer, they want to fix things. But for others of you, again, I think this person still thinks back at, like, am I going to repeat the same mistake here? I'm so taken by Cancer. But am I just going to, repeat a karmic cycle? They're still trying to heal, or they're in this energy of self-love. And I wish this never happened. They do have some regrets. Okay. And yeah, but I still think that this is what they're going through behind the scenes. That's a bit dirty and messy here. But Cancer, I still think they're coming in with that love offer. I think they're going to dig deep, put on their big boy or big girl pants and reach out. And I think it's going to shock and surprise you. I think it's going to, it might throw you off a little bit. But they also know they need to do things differently. And that ego energy can say, no, let's keep doing things the way we know how to do them. But I do think they're ready to do things differently here. So we see the Seven of Cups. They're going to spend a lot of time daydreaming, wondering about you, Cancer. Okay, they see potential, but they're making a decision. Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who takes their time. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is somebody who's, takes their time, but they're making a decision to invest after a period of spending a lot of time in their head. They need to get, and they will get grounded. All right, and we see the Ten of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords, communicating, releasing negative attachments, or wanting to heal things here with you, Cancer. All right, so let's go ahead and see what your advice is. What advice and guidance do we have for Cancer? All right. So pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. All right, Cancer, so pay attention to signs and synchronicities. And we see listen. Oh, Cancer, you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. Yes, all right. So, you know, Cancer, your intuition knows the way here. All right. I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.